Hi guys, it's July 25th, 2018, and we are having a fire sale. We're celebrating 10 years of development. For the past 10 years, from the point where we started with TFAN and took it through Moji CSPPC, if you guys remember that, through Moji UAP, Moji, and then we moved forward into T2H, then T2H2, T2HA, and T2HB. For all this time that we've been developing, it's been constant. We've reached a point where we've hit the end. On the inside of the system now, where we sit, we can hit a button and literally buy 100 domains, auto set all the name servers, auto create all the cPanels, auto install all the websites to them, auto generate unique contents by the thousands in each of those websites, and literally have 75,000 page websites that are from the time we bought the domain name to the time that we submit the sitemap to Google is 2 minutes per website, and we auto create them one after the next. 100 of them, 200 minutes, 3 hours, 20 minutes. That's where we are now. So no, we're not selling all that power, but the websites that we base that power on is something called Blitz. The fact that you can put one website up really, really fast, like 75,000 pages in 2 minutes for a website you have that you're working on, okay? And they're all going to have subdomains. They're all, and they're going to be like geo keyword targeted subdomains. If that's what you want to go after, it's a really good idea. And they're going to have HTTPS, right? So if you get a wildcard SSL for the website, which is pretty much what Google's expecting these days for subdomains, then you can take somebody's 10-page website, theirs or yours, and you can convert it into anything, like a 75,000 page website with 7,500 subdomains with, 10 pages each in each. And it's literally 7,500 subdomains that are all secured with HTTPS. And the whole thing's done in 2 minutes. All the subdomains are created in that 2-minute period. All the pages are made live with their own information based on variable stacks of information. So that power, okay, is what you can get because we've been selling it. It's just, here's the latest version of it now that we're done developing. And so we get to sell it cheaper because we don't have to price in new R&D. All right, this particular offer here, HTML Blitz. This is for being able to take pretty much any page out there, okay? Assuming you have some clue how to do this, or you can hire someone who can convert pages for you just to work with you. Pretty much anyone from India or Pakistan knows how to do this, okay? And they'll do it for like 20 bucks, 10 bucks, okay? Here's what you do. You take this software, upload it to a website where a guy has like a 10-page website. Could be his WordPress website, Joomla, Weebly. It could be that he just created his own HTML website or a landing page. And you're going to take that one-pager landing page and you're going to generate thousands of variations based on his list of areas he operates in, like cities, states, and his list of keywords, okay? Now, for anyone who goes, what if you just run nationwide? The answer is you should still find an excuse to put some kind of city into each page. We've seen guys with MLM programs come up with an excuse by saying, look for affiliate, sign up on the list to be notified for other affiliates in your area, South Bend, Indiana, and that way the next page says it for the next city. The next page says it for the next city, so on. Because why create local pages like that? Because Google looks for local pages every time someone does a search. It doesn't matter what they're looking for. Google assumes you're going to want to find the closest one. If there is a close one, it will notice pages near you and shuffle them up towards the top. Okay, so here's the point. HTML is for HTML websites. Why am I down here? Boom. Like this. Okay, this is a roofing website. Nice one. Landing page is really cool. It's got a lot of points. It's got a video and so on. It's great on a mobile phone. Here we got pest control. So this guy does pest control. Totally normal website. Totally cool look to it. It's just all regular HTML based website. And everything about it is nice. So having said that, here's orthodontics, okay? And you can do orthodontist websites, HTML-based websites. These are just templates I'm showing you, but that's just it, just to make the point. They're HTML websites, okay? or regular PHP websites like WordPress, because that's what we're going to wind up doing, is making the HTML pages into PHP pages, adding a little code into them, and then creating variables and using our administrator portal, which you get when you buy the software. It'll go on the website. You'll have a new login for that guy. Even if he never had a login on his website, now he will. And then when you log in, you just create variables, upload them, and all of a sudden he has tons of pages. Okay, and that helps him rank better and get paid sooner. So he's happy to pay you for doing that work for him. Or if this is your website, you're going to be happy to have this power for yourself. Okay, there you go. There's that. Now, if you scroll down a little further, we also have the version of this for theme to HTML. So then the website you're producing is a lot more like the websites we have. Now, we have a lot of, and let me show you this. It's not going to make any sense when you look at it because it's the strangest looking template. But I'm going to make this clear in a minute. This is not a normal template. It's pretty much magic. I guess if I were to show you a template, it would look like this. Okay? Just to give you an idea. I mean, here you go. Here comes the banner. It's got its point, read more, whatever it is. It's got its pages and everything. Scroll down. Good look, good feel, nice and simple, functional, to the point, great website because it just sells itself. Now, let me come back to some things. So first of all, I want to point out the general pricing right now, just so you get the idea, because it's kind of hard to keep all this in mind. Here's HTML Blitz, okay? Like if you wanted to go and buy that website, you'll go to websiteinstaller.com, right? Website-installer.com. And it's under the category called Blitz Projects, right? And I'm just explaining it this way because most of you on this video already know this. You've already, you know, been around a while and you know that. Okay, so if you go there and install it, you'll get all of the software installed onto a new cPanel for the domain name you chose, and it's ready to go. You know, you can put up any website like a landing page, and you can start running with it. So that's really cool. For those of you that want to get HTML Blitz onto your computer so you can use it on an unlimited number of websites, okay, you can just upload it to different cPanels as long as they're PHP 7, MySQL I, you know, the little I after MySQL. Then it's $395 each for a base HTML Blitz. Now, they do not have any templates with them, but they have the couple of things. One, we have gone through them thoroughly. We cannot find errors with them. Okay, they're just solid templates. Okay, all the functions work. So, and that's to be expected, but it's really hard to create when you have so many controls that we have now. But then the second, especially as powerful as this. But then secondly, much more interesting, we have done some organization work with the template that makes it incredibly easy for you to develop the vision you need to actually create something with it. A lot of people get something like this and then they set it down and they start to look it over and say, where should I start? Well, I don't really know where to start. I could change all the colors. I could change the fonts. Why? I don't know where I'm going, right? So we said, how can we help you guys get a little further than that? So for those of you who do know where you're going, you've got either your own websites or clients and you want to tear into it, HTML Blitz Unlimited, that's for you. Right now, fire sale pricing, this is good through July, okay? So for about a week, right? Then we're going to get to normal pricing. It may or may not be this high anymore. Again, some of this is based on stuff we've been selling it for R&D. But this is fire sale pricing. This is as cheap as it gets. And even if you don't know how to use it for a month, get it now, because in a month, it's going to be a lot more expensive. Now, here's where it gets cool, too. T2H Blitz. You cannot buy this to download to your computer to upload on other websites because it basically only works on our servers, whatever servers we prepare for it, because it's just got so many functions. We have to make sure everything is set right. Anybody who doesn't understand how different servers are, when you go to a website, there's a file you can find and upload called phpinfo.php, and it will give you every explanation of everything that all the settings on that website that affect that website, everything that affects SQL, everything that affects PHP, everything that affects Apache, and so on. And when you look through the sheer volume of settings there, you start to understand these things have to be hand tweaked in some cases, and they are in ours. So our templates, which you would get, okay, you can auto install as well, but luckily they go into our environment that we already prepared for it. So it's totally going to work. Okay. So it's on our server. cPanels are only $50 a year. Totally worth it. Comes with SSL for the base pages anyway, like it should. Everybody needs SSL, at least on their root pages anymore. And then from there, you got some options. Either you can get a wildcard SSL, which is an upgrade cost, or you can get the software installer that we have now, which is also in Firesale. And you can go ahead and create your own subdomains really quickly, like 450 per hour. So if you're only going to create like 500 subdomains for the foreseeable future, go use that tool. It's totally cool. And yes, along with that, we also have a tool inside Software Installer that can take all those subdomains down. You know, it's not good to create a tool that puts it all up or creates it all if you don't also have a corresponding tool that can take it all back down. Okay, so there you go. Now, along with this, you get these cool upgrades, okay? It's kind of like if you want to get accessories and accessorize your thing to HTML base, then you can get one of these and one of those and one of those. That's why they're green. Again, cheap right now, okay? What do these three things do? Help provide and narrow your focus. So let me go through what these are real quick by just showing you a live example, okay? So real fast, just to make this point, this particular main roofer site, when we first created Blitz, people said, you'll never get Google to accept the subdomains. I said, sure I will. And so I did a run that was almost purely subdomains, okay? Haven't touched it in months. It's been what, 5 months now, maybe 6 that this run has been live. 39,400 pages still up with, I mean, there's over 39,000 pages are up, okay? With, and it's like all subdomains almost, right? This is a subdomain already, subdomain, okay? And they're all for different companies. They're all for different cities, but take a look, sensible keywords, right? Risley Emergency Roofing. Forget the phone number, just there's the keyword, Risley Emergency Roofing. That's the town of Risley, whatever. Ullin Emergency Roofing, Reedsboro Commercial Roofing, 39,000 of these things. Probably like 5 pages per city, let's say 10 pages per city, 3,900 cities we got pages for. And if we go do the searches like for Risley Emergency Roofing, add, and then somebody on Angie's list, and that's us. Okay, that's pretty cool. Ullin Emergency Roofing, right? Add us. There's us. Okay. Reedsboro Commercial Roofing. Add then us. Okay. No, and we're like this for 39,000 pages, right? Only thing is now those companies are real. These phone numbers are not real. There's no one answering on the other end, or if they are, I don't know who they are. I only put it up as a demo run. It's the stupidest run ever. But the fact of the matter is our software made that possible in minutes. I created that run in half an hour, I think. You know, I could have put some time and effort into it and spent 2 hours on it, but I just did it as a demo to prove that Google will take the subdomain listing and keep it up, and it certainly has. Months and months have passed. Okay, by the way, if it ever came down, what do you think I would do? Just create a new run. And this time I make it a little bigger, stronger. It lasts twice as long. Okay, now, having said all that, let's come back to our handy dandy tools, right? Close tabs to the right. Let me bring this over now and this over now. I want to make this point. Close tabs to the right. Okay, take a look. HTML Blitz Unlimited. You can buy it now. All right. Follow the link after you buy it to download the software to your computer. If you don't know where videos are, ask me. Some of these things I got to put videos up for still. We've kind of always known how to use it in-house. So I'll put up, but it's easy. Trust me, this stuff, the reason we're done developing is it's now easy. This stuff is easy. Here's a software installer tool. A couple of great reasons you want it. It'll create your wildcard SSLs for free, okay, at the rate of 450 per hour, okay? You can also optimize thousands of images in seconds, like literally at the rate of 2 per second, something like that. Yeah. for any website you want. So no matter how many images you either get or create, okay, then you can go ahead and get them, optimize them. And that's good because then when Google sees optimized images, they're hot. Yeah, to get this offer, right, click here for the free version, okay? That way you can register and then log in and click here to get the full upgrade. And then you can do these two things. You can create wildcard SSLs. Well, in a way, what you do is you're creating all the subdomains you want and having them point at the public HTML folder. And this thing does it at the rate of 450 an hour. You just give it a list for the website you want, and then give it another website, give another list, give another website, give another list. It's endless. Okay, so you can optimize a new website every hour for free. Okay, there's no cost for usage. Okay, and then thousands of images in seconds for any website. That's incredible. Literally in a couple of minutes, you'll optimize enough images to cover a month supply of websites, you know. 15 minutes, you're done with an industry. Special offer 3, okay? T2H model template along with the cPanel and the SSL cert for 195 bucks. Totally awesome value. SSL cert, cPanel, T2H model template. Get the special offer here and then click here to get the default settings. Okay, that's this. Let me come back to this to start to make sense of this. This is that model. We have checked it through for errors. There are none. Now, why does it look so dumb, right? Like all these color settings? I'll tell you why. It's not a real template, right? No one's trying to buy anything off of here. Here's why. We organized all the color schemes to be matching combinations. This is like color, let's say 6666666. That one's color 7777777, 888 You know, and this might also be 888. This is like 088000. That could be 999999. Okay, and so on. So we went through and organized all of the color settings. So even if this is like 008800 and this is 880000, that does not, you can obviously change this to any color you want and that to any other color you want. So it's not like they have to blend at all. They don't need to blend at all, okay? They're just organized color stacks all the way down the page, right? Even down into the arrow, the hover colors and things actually change, okay? So that, if you were to upload color swatches in here, if you were to swap between the typography settings and just upload, right? Then you could create any color scheme you want automatically or go do it manually. But here's how it looks on the inside, just to make this clear. Typography page. Those are the color settings. Look at that. 0, 999999, 0, 88, 000, right? 0, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Okay? They're organized, and they're organized all the way through all the sections: header, breadcrumb, banner, navigation, everything. Services section, about section, logo sidebar, map section near the bottom, pre-footer and footer, and then the back to the top button at the very bottom of the page with the color of the arrow, the color of the background, the hover color of the arrow, the hover color of the background. So all these things this is what I mean by not having enough direction. We used to give people these templates and say you can change any of the colors. And they would come and look and think, yeah, okay, but where do I start? We solved that for you. We just thought a little deeper about how to do it. So first we created the base so that the base colors can be swapped for any other color, right? So that's the base here. So there's the next thing. What if you want to buy all these different styles of colors, okay? Normally it would be like 95, now it's 45. They're preset colors, lots of them. They've been checked through and they're pretty cool. So let me give you an example of what I mean, okay? Let me see, that's the model default file, okay, that you get for free when you buy this thing so that you can always restore it to the default if you want. These are called feed files. They control everything inside the system. Download them and import them, okay? So by downloading and importing, you can save entire websites to Excel, okay? I'll show you how this works. Let's go to the typography settings for 92 files. This thing has been so much work. It's unbelievable, okay? So let me just unzip it for a minute so you can kind of see, because when you get it, that's what will happen. You get this, when you buy it, you literally on PayPal, if you buy that, okay, what is that? Typography feed files, 45 bucks. When you buy it, just follow through and download the zip file. You'll have it just like that. And then when you extract it, here you go. There are 92 of these. Let me show you what you do with them. Let's say we got a client and we're just trying to figure out what color scheme we want for the guy. Okay, so we just say, let's try one of these because they're so different. There's so many of them. So let's say we're going to import a feed file. We're just going to import this one here. Say number 1, import it. Okay, right? And what did that do? Well, let's take a look. Okay. Nice. See, colors don't have to do anything at all with each other. They don't have to be similar to each other. They don't have to blend, but they're organized, right? So when we changed one color number in that system to another, they all got changed evenly. So that looks pretty good, right? Let's try another one just to get the idea. So let's import another one now. Let's try number 2, okay? And import, okay? Bam. Okay, let's see what that did. Come back up to the top and refresh. Look at that. Different colors, different font combinations, okay? Everything about this is different, okay? All of this is different, okay? So there you have it. Really cool, great layout. Everything's nice in here, all right? So that is handling all of your color combinations so you don't have to sit there and scratch your head about colors and fonts, which is usually what just drives people insane, is trying to figure out where to start. These are lots and lots of options, and as you figure out what you like, rename them. Call it green and light. Call it whatever name you want. Green carpet cleaning if that's where you want to go. That way you know what these are for. You can rename them. They don't have to have these names. Give them whatever names you want, okay? Now, they're all different. I'm telling you, all of them are different. If I were to take like 88 and import it, first let me get on the right tab, or make sure I'm on the right tab. Import, yeah, 88 and import it. What would that one look like, you know? Just to make this final point, and then we'll move on to the next thing, okay? Because I want you to understand that this is a fire sale for a reason. Yeah, so look at that totally different combination of fonts and colors, okay? It's really different. And all this stuff, by the way, it doesn't matter which one you choose, it looks great on a mobile phone. Everything here looks great on a mobile phone, okay? And you can do stuff with images and galleries, okay? We've got pictures and categories, and you can easily manipulate them inside the CMS. We got videos, and you can easily decide how many videos you want per page and how many per row. If you just want one per row, they get to be pretty big, and you scroll down. What do you want in the sidebar? All these options are in there. So you can play with them as you will and rearrange them however you want. Just drag and drop, right? Drag and drop the sections up here. It's all totally up to you. So there you go. Now, the next question becomes this. Here's where we also find a lot of people got hung up. They said, I don't understand how to set up the page for mass usage. It's like, okay, a lot of people want to know, how do I just think through mass variability for a website, right? They get lost in the details. Should I change something in the header or something in the subheader or something in a paragraph? The answer is create variations for everything you want, right? But how does that look on a piece of on a page? If I were just to show you a page right now, it's not very clear. I mean, you scroll down and you'll see maybe something. Let's pick a page that actually shows something. Okay. Yeah. I mean, here's a header 1. We can say make variables out of this. Maybe city and keyword, foreign, exotic, specialty. And then here's a variable, you know. But when people look at this, they're like, okay, I'm still not quite getting the point. We understand you. You're not, are you? So guess what we did? We came up with a way of helping make that clear. And that is base global variables and mass page layout. So if I upload, and I got to show you 2 things. One, we have base global variables, lots of them, more than you will ever use. You don't have to use them all. Use the ones you want. Create new ones, rename some, change any values you want. So what's it mean? This is reference. This is just for you, so you know what it is. This is the code that would go on the page. And this is the default value. That is, if we're not going to the sitemap and looking up a different page, if we're just looking at the main pages, these are the values that the main pages use, okay, for all these, whichever ones of these you're using, okay? So, so on here, I want to point this out, and you'll get it pretty quick, okay? Down here, there's a section that starts like this. Page 1, header 1. That's the H1 tag on page 1, right? Let me just show you what I mean. Whenever I get to it. Is that here? No. Let me get back to it. Okay. That's the header 1. You can tell because if you highlight it, it says H1 right here in the drop-down box, right? Normal, which is like paragraph, header 1, header 2, header 3, right? And then there's some paragraphs. There's paragraph 1, paragraph 2, that kind of thing, right? And then there's some variables in here. Well, just to give you an idea, I mean, you can do variables in any combinations, and take a look. You can do variables like this, right? Literally in the browser title for the page, in the meta description for the page, okay? But here's the thing. A lot of people say, can you help me think this through? It's like, yeah, let's do it. We are going to import something else, okay? And that will be a main feed file. And when I import the main feed file, okay, it's going to do something pretty magical. It's going to create some base pages, the structure, in such a way that I can understand what's going on. Now watch, there's a home page here, right? If I scroll down, I see the content of the home page. There's my H1, here's my H2, paragraph 1, paragraph 2, my second H2, my header 2, if you will, then my paragraph 3, and then I have bullet points, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bullet points. Then I have a call to action. Okay, so just getting a simple idea, how could that look? Well, here's the thing. Let's take a closer look at that page. Let's look at the back end rather than the front end for a minute. Guess what? This is it. One of the tokens followed by another one. That forms our header 1. And we get our header 2, okay, which is page 1, header 2, 1. Page 1, paragraph 1, page 1, paragraph 2. Page 1, header 2, 2. Page 1, paragraph 3 and 4. And a bullet point list with variables, okay? And then another variable for calling a phone number. How many variables have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, so to speak. There's 14 variables on this page we can use in any combinations. If we had like 100 versions of each, we could be like 100 times 100 times 100 times 100 times 100 times 100, etc. Right? Now, we're not going to have hundreds of variations of all these things, but this helps you think about the variations. What are you going to think next? What if I start splitting paragraphs into pieces? And so I paste in a main paragraph, but then create global variables within it. Okay? So that's the beauty of this piece here for the Firesale. Okay? This little guy here. Base global variables, a mass page layout for 25 bucks. It gives you that entire structure, both for global variables and for the pages so that they match, right? The variables match. So that's up to you. And if you want to upload it, it works. And not just it works, but it will stay working like it's working. See, this is all variables. And if I wanted to go change the color scheme of the website, okay, and that's the point I want to make. If I go back to my typography now, and I decide to upload, well, whatever typography in there, I don't know, what do we have? We don't have the green one that we're just, yeah. So just to make the point, okay. So this is one we were on. Will it get overwritten or something? No, but the colors will update. And the fonts will update. How's that? So This is totally cool, right? So you can create variability of content, variability of color schemes, and you can make them look good. So it doesn't matter what industry you're working for, you've got something for all these guys. Now, what's another piece? Another piece is schema. Anyone not know what schema is? Schema is the coding you put into a web page to tell Google, Bing, and Yahoo that the phone number, what the real phone number is, what the most important image on the page is, what what the logo is, right? So anytime Google's trying to guess about stuff like that, it cannot rank you as high because it doesn't know. But if Google knows, it can rank you higher. So what's the point of this? This right here is two parts. Okay, one part is the schema. Okay, all of this coding here for schema, right, took a long time to get right. Because you get one comma off in schema and it throws the whole thing off. And then there's schema literally for aggregate ratings. Do you want to create those yellow stars, like 4.9 star rating with 68 reviews, and you want that to show up? This is the coding to use. Now, along with that, we have the rest of it built into the global variables, okay, so that they work together, all right? Now, you could hand type this code and not even buy it, but again, if you get a comma off, you're messing up. It took a long time for that thing. How much is that costing? $5. Just $5, So if you go look for it on here, you'll find it. It's $5, okay? So there you go. There's our typography files. There's the schema. There's the base global variable files with the mask. There's the model template with everything so that you can be live and running right away. Software installer for optimizing images and creating wildcard SSLs. Maybe you're interested in this. This is sort of totally different than the rest of this stuff. But this works for optimizing images. So if you get this, you still want to optimize your images. And this works for creating subdomains. So if you get this, you might still want to create the subdomains instead of spend the money. Okay? Whatever. It's just up to you. Usually, if you're selling a run to anybody, oops. Okay. If you're selling a run to anyone else, like a project to somebody, bundle it into the cost. Let them know, hey, wildcard SSL, $75. You're going to want it. Just bundle it in. And they'll pay for it. So it doesn't cost you anything. All right, base global variables, master page, but you can seal your deal, right? So there you go. This is base global variables. There's a schema. That's for going big. That's for getting the schema in. Typography is for putting up a nice color scheme for the client, whatever it is. And then down here, that's the toolbar, right? Like inside of our tool, we have emoji toolbar. It allows you to do things that help you manipulate the global variables more easily, okay? So these are important, all right? They also do other things. There's all these tools here belong to that toolbar, okay? So you can get that, right? Normally we've sold this thing for as much, the toolbar for as much as 175, and I forget how much we're selling it for here, $18. Get it. Yeah, makes it totally easy to convert between base global variables and bulk global variables, okay? And it's got a lot of functions that we've cultivated over 10 years, all right? The latest functions are compatible with both HTMLB and T2HB, and they make life easy, okay? Totally worth getting, all right? And I need to put the T2HB, T2H toolbar up as well, because we have this themed HTML toolbar. It also has a bunch of cultivated macros too that make your life a lot easier inside of themed HTML when you're doing projects. So I'm going to put that one up. It's also going to be cheap. We have videos up covering a lot of these things, and then we don't, so go ahead and ask me questions if you have them. I'm going to get videos up for each thing as we go, but there you go. First time that we've ever sat down and pooled all of our stuff into one spot and just said, let's Firesale. So whether you know how to use it or not, if you think you're going to use it, if you have the idea that you're probably going to get around to it the right way, get it now. It will not be cheaper, and after July, it will be more expensive. It will still be totally worth its weight in gold because power like this sets you free. You do a run for any company where you can produce lots of pages for them, it's an easy $1,500 to $2,500 just to create pages for every geo-targeted keyword they have that look like their pages, right? Or if you create a new website for them, it's cool. If you create a website like these that are coded well, that are great on mobile, that have fast image optimization, there's so much stuff happening in here. Most people don't even know until they look for the first time. We do have a built-in image optimizer in here. Any images you put in here, you can hit this button and do a full panel image optimization, and it'll optimize all the images in place. There isn't one for the HTML blitz. You would need to use a software installer for that. But you would still want to use a software installer for subdomain creation, wildcard subdomain creation, to put HTTPS on all the subdomains you're going to create, unless you're going to go into the cPanel and actually buy a $75 wildcard SSL certificate. It's up to you. If you're going to do a lot of ups and downs with software, then you're probably going to want to spring for the wildcard SSL anyway, because it covers all your changes to your subdomain names over time. Auto secures them all anyway. But like I said, you can do it manually at the rate of $450 an hour. So for a lot of people, that's plenty enough. If each subdomain has 10 pages in it, and you do $450 in an hour, you just secured with HTTPS 4,500 web pages for a client or your own website in an hour. Okay, so there you go. It's pretty cool. All right, I hope you guys are following along. More videos will come out, especially as you guys go buying stuff and you got questions. I'll go dig up the videos. We've done videos over all this stuff at one time or another, but I'll put out new ones because many are old. So yeah, just pick it up if you want to get it and get yourself in business. It's a good thing to learn, good thing to have control over. Okay.